doing a little house cleaning, and we came across this old Traxxas Tomcat, probably around 1990, 1992-ish model. I tested it out. The motor runs, the speed controller runs, and I believe the radio will probably run also. However, the tires are deteriorated out. It's kind of dirty and dingy, and a few little broken pieces here and there. Front tires are a little smaller, and in this case a lot smaller than the rear ones. And so I looked at trying to get some replacements for it, but the sets that they have in the hobby shop and online, apparently several years ago there was a big design change in a lot of these wheels and the shafts that they use and everything. So it's hard to find, just about impossible to find something for this older car. So what I did is I ordered on Amazon a set of tires, and it came in a set of 4, and here's one of the tires here. It's the front tire, and a set of 4, and came from a company called Hobby Park. And so I decided to take that apart, take a look at it, and match it up. So I used the best of 2 worlds. We used the outside of the rim here, which was made for the new tires, and the inside of the rim, which fits the chassis itself. And by doing that and pushing that into a 3D design, and I came up with my prototype here, which I have to clean up a little bit yet, but it's starting to look pretty good, so that the rim will fit on the shaft, front and rear, and accept the new tires, because I made them identical. The only change that I made is this little inner flange that's in here that keeps the tire from pushing in too far. I made that bigger in diameter by about 3 or 4 times the size. They say something about gluing tires on. I'm going to try it without gluing the tires on, see if that makes a difference. If not, then I'll come back and glue them on. So that's where I'm at. I'm starting to print out these. Got the rear tires, rims printed. I'm going to go to make the front ones, and then we'll start some cleanup work. The body shell looks like there's no breaks or tears in it or cracks or anything, no dents. Just messy looking. Looks like maybe if I can clean it all down, and we'll come back at you and just see what results and progress we're making. Okay, I'm all done with the upgrade to the Traxxas Tomcat, and I tried to keep everything as much as original as possible, because this is considered one of Traxxas's first successful products back in the 1990s. So it's an oldie, but it's a goodie. Everything on here is original, except for replacing the electronics, which is the radio, the receiver, and the speed controller, and the tires and the rims, and the front bumper. Now, as I said previously, the tires were unable to make a direct swap out, so I did the best of both worlds, and I took dimensions from the original rims and put that on the inside of my 3D design, and the outside of the rims for the bigger tire, so you can see the difference in size. The rear tires are approximately, maybe slightly over ½ an inch bigger in diameter. Of course, these are worn a little bit, so we'll just say ½ inch, which gives it about a 17% increase in top speed. And the front tires, you can see, which I think is going to help with cornering and sliding around corners. This will actually give me more surface contact. And so we've got that done. Got a new paint job, and I kind of painted the character in here, his body a little bit, so it looks a little bit more realistic rather than just black inside. Gave it some nice blue color. I've got a larger battery in here. This one is a 5 amp battery, 5,000 milliamps, and the speed controller is a Hobby Wing Brush 1060, which I use in all of my boats. Works very well. And the radio is a Fly Sky 3-channel, and there's the model number on it, FS-GT2B, and the third channel, 1 and 2 channels are for the steering and the throttle. The third channel just activates the servo, I guess, goes from one direction to the other. Full sweep, I don't know, I don't really need it, but it's there. So I used the original servo that was in there for the steering. That works fine with the radio. I took the other speed controller out, which was a mechanical speed controller. It was a servo, not an extra servo here, that drives some sort of a rotary contact switch, and that went through a couple of resistors here, so that's how the speed controller worked there. So basically it was like 3 speeds forward and 1 speed in reverse. So let's give this a little test run on the table here, steering. This is why I had to make a new front bumper on this to cover the width of the new tires on there. The rims are much wider, and I had to make compensation for the ball joints on here. So the new bumper is full width. And here we go. And as you can see, it's got good slow speed here. See, this tire is wobbling just a little bit. It probably got, in the original model, bounced around a little bit and probably half bent. So anyway, that's the Traxxas Tomcat upgraded, and we're gonna have fun.